Hi, everybody at Let the Girls Be. Um, my name is Beth Boynton, and I am a nurse and an author, and I am very excited to be part of creating a special project for you about having a confident voice. And so to do that, I've invited three of my dearest and wisest and experienced friends and colleagues to help me teach you an activity called This Is My Confident Voice. And for me, I've been a nurse for many years and I'm a mother of one son and a woman. I guess I'm that too, like all of you or many of you. And confidence has not been easy for me to develop. It's been kind of part of my life work I teach communication skills to nurses and doctors, and anyway, it's not easy to develop. It hasn't been from my experience. So I hope that this activity might be meaningful for you. And so now I'm going to ask if Liz would introduce herself and tell a little bit about what brings her here tonight.
Thank you, Beth. My name is Liz Korabek-Emerson. I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher, and I've been designing and leading mindfulness-based programs for close to 10 years now. And I'm also on the faculty of a community college, and I teach mindful communications. And before that, I was in the theater for a number of years, actually a couple of decades, if I'm being truthful. And as a performer, a director, and a creator. And now I use all of those theater skills to help people to be present in their experience and resilient in their lives. And I have found that I'm most confident when I can use all of my skills and bring everything together. When I first started teaching mindfulness, I thought I had to put aside all my theater training and be a mysterious mindfulness teacher. But I found that what was unique to me is that I had all these skills and I could make it fun. And that made me more confident because I felt like I was my authentic self.
Thank you, Liz. And Angelynne, would you go next?
Sure. My name is Angelynne Hinson. I live in New Hampshire and I live on near the water, which I love. Um, I am a professional singer, so voice is very, very important to me. I've been a professional singer for a very long time, singing in the Boston metropolitan area and just sort of all around. I've sung jazz, I've sung classical, and I primarily do classical now. I was in the theater like Liz and like Beth for as a youngster. And so all of those skills have come with me, but I teach professional voice. That is really my main gig. And I have taught 7-year-olds to 85-year-olds. Now I work with Parkinson's patients, people who have degenerative neuro problems. I work with people who have COPD, and I take all those skills that I learned as a professional singer and use them in a health context so that what I learned as a singer can help people in their everyday lives to communicate, not just as a singer, but as a speaker, as communicating. And the thing that I've realized over just even the past year, I've been doing this for about 10 years now. And just in the past year, it's really dawned on me that the people I work with have actually suffered a little trauma in that they've been told as a young person that they couldn't sing. Oh, just stand in the back row and mouth the words because you can't sing. And they carry this with them all their lives. And it's only now that they're retired or they're active as a senior citizen that they are exploring that voice that they were told they didn't have. So this project is kind of exciting because it's sort of a little bit of a spin on what I deal with, day in and day out.
Thanks, Angelynne. Susan, tell us about you a little bit.
Hi, I'm Susan Poulin, and I'm a writer and a performer. So I write plays and a blog, and I've written books. And I also work with a company. I've worked for them for about 13 years, where we travel around the United States and we help people have difficult conversations using theater tools. So I'm an actor improviser for that. When I think about confident voice, I think about this time in my life when I first started to write my first show. And there was this little voice inside me that said that who am I to step on stage and to tell my story, talk about myself? Is it worthy of that? And I just did it anyway. I just kind of faked it and did it anyway. And I realized that we all have important stories to tell that only we can tell. And so before I go on stage, I do get nervous. And some things that help me to be in my confident voice is to feel my feet on the ground and to take a moment to feel my breath. And the thing that I visualize is there's a tree in my yard, this big grandmother tree. And it's a very old tree. And I picture myself as that tree and the roots of the tree going into the ground and keeping my feet there. And then I feel like and then I picture the top of my head just opening up to inspiration, like there's a clear little thread that goes up. And then I'm both centered on the ground, feeling my feet, and also open to letting my confident voice out into the world. Thanks.
Wonderful. So, what a wonderful group of women to share this confident voice experience with. Thank you, guys. So, we're going to do an activity that's called This is My Confident Voice. And I've asked our women to bring a bowl, but you could bring a bag, or you could be, yes, let's show our bowls. We all have bowls. And you could have a bag. I know some of you women at Let the Girls Be have these beautiful bags that you've made, so you might use that. Anything that you can reach into. And so we're going to do an activity called This is Your Confident Voice, where your special bag or bowl has all the voices from all over the world. And there are some really strange ones, and there are also some very confident ones. And your confident voice and my confident voice is in our bowls. And so the way the activity works is I'm going to reach in to the bowl, and I'm going to pull out a voice and see if I found my confident voice. And if I haven't, well, I'll throw it away and reach in again and see if I find my confident voice the second time. And if that doesn't work, I'll get one more try to see if I can find my confident voice. And we'll see what happens. And each of us will take a turn and just notice anything that you want about our physical presence and the tone of our voice and what happens as we go in search of our confident voice. Is everybody ready? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, I'm going to go first. So I'm going to go into my bowl. I found my confident voice! I found my confident voice.
Maybe.
I found my confident voice. My name is Beth Boynton, and I found my confident voice. All right, thank you. Liz, would you like to go next? We'll go in the same order.
I found my confident voice. I found my confident voice. I found my confident voice. My name is Liz Korabek-Emerson, and I found my confident voice. Thank you.
Okay. I found my confident voice. I found my confident voice. I found my confident voice. My name is Angelynne Hinson, and I found my confident voice.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is really like my confident voice, but I think, maybe it might be.
Oh, quand je parle français, je parle français comme un bébé, and je ne suis pas. I found my confident voice. My name is Susan Poulin, and I found my confident voice.
Oh, that was so beautiful to watch. Thank you, Liz and Angelynne and Susan, for playing that activity. It's really fun experience to feel that voice, isn't it?
It is I was struck by everybody how their voice was lower and much more in the person's body. I could hear the groundedness, and also there was a thing where it felt like everybody turned on their light inside. They made eye contact, and there was a kind of a light switch that went on that brought the confidence.
I was just going to say too that I was just really struck listening to everybody because it's not just the light, Susan, but I also, and this, I know I tend to be fairly sensitive about this. There was a settling, but not just a settling, but a genuineness to the sound, right? It was just really genuine. Hey, folks, this is me. Take it and take it.
Yeah, there's this wonderful authenticity that happens when I really felt like everyone settled into themselves. Like instead of kind of reaching out, it was kind of a settling, like the groundedness that you're talking about, Susan.
Yeah, and with that settling, there's a sense, because you're firmly planted, that all the other ones, it was like we were chasing, leaning forward, trying to get people to like us. But when we sat back, it was that take it or take it, right? It was that moment that was, I am here and I'm not, it was almost we were pushing people away by our neediness to be, in those first few voices. But then when we settled back, I wanted to come forward and meet you where you were.
I also want to say something about, I'm not somebody who likes to play. I'm not that I'm a serious person, but always a little skeptical about playing because I think, well, what am I really going to learn from that, right? But I have to say, when Liz did her, obviously Beth, but when it made an impression, and then by the time Liz did it, I was really moved by it. I really felt emotionally touched by it because there's this idea of going to the extremes, right? You'd pick some crazy voice and that crazy voice, and then you can't help but sort of settle into the real thing. So it's within that playing around, and I that you find it. So I appreciate it, Beth, for pushing me into areas where it's not always my total comfort zone.
Well, here's a little secret for us here and Let the Girls Be. I was intentional about putting you in between Liz and Susan because I know Liz and Susan would both be comfortable in their careers, a little bit more so than you, and hopefully that helped you to be playful, and you were. Because, that's one of the things about activities like this is people resist doing it because they seem like they're silly. But I bet that we'll all remember this experience. And in the course of remembering the experience, we're also connecting with our physical, our body sense of our confident voice as well as what it sounds like. So it's not a small thing. Yeah. Any other thoughts, Liz?
Just picking up on what Angelynne was talking about, I think, it is hard to play on your own. But I think when we sort of let ourselves play, especially in groups like this, it gives permission to other people to be themselves. And I really love that sense of like, the more confident and playful I can be, the more I give permission to other people to be confident and playful. And I think that's a real wonderful thing about doing this kind of activity together.
You're here.
It's pretty awesome. So we can't wait to hear and see a video of some of the young women and girls at Let the Girl Be to see what their confident voice looks like and sounds like. And then we'll put it in an article and we'll circulate it all over the place. So we say goodbye, and one more thing is this. Let
the
girl
be. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.